Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Force, and today, I guess we'll be yelling, but we'll also be taking a look at ArcheAge. I've spent a bit of time over the past week or so. Well, I spent a little bit of time last week, and then just recently I decided to sink some more time into this game. And I have to say, I'm having a bit of fun. So what I wanted to do was make a video with some first impressions, talking with you a little bit about what I know about the game so far, which admittedly is very little. I'm still quite a nub, but I'm having a really good time. And I think there's some really interesting things that they're doing with this title. So let's talk a little bit about it. First and foremost, let's take a look at the combat. The combat is a tab targeting system. I've got a variety of different abilities that I've got access to. It's still very, very low level. I'm level 15. I've just started the game. I've probably sunk, at this point, maybe 4 or so hours in. So, you know, at the very beginning, in MMO terms, just the very, very beginning. In some games, that could be like a third of the game, but it's still very, very early on. I know very little, and I have very little, so I only have access to a few abilities here. I've got this like jump attack, which will stun an enemy, deal some damage. I've got a basic ranged attack. I've got a ranged attack that does massive damage. There's also this whole combo system, so I can set up, for example, I can do a stun first, and then I can hit that stunned enemy with my charge bolt, in which case it'll do a 23% additional damage because the target is stunned. And then this charge bolt also slows the enemies, and then I can apply the piercing shot here, which does damage over time, and then inflicts a greater slow, increases severity of slow effects on the target. So there's a whole bunch of different elements that come into play with the combat, but in terms of the actual physical act of engaging with enemies, it is a tab targeting system. I tab through the enemies. If I'm not facing them, I'm not going to be able to fire any ability that requires me to facing them, although it looks like it automatically will turn you around here. But for something like this, I'm spamming 3, but I'm not facing the target, for example, so it requires me to turn around and face them in order to engage with them. And now my mount here, I can get on him at any time, even when I'm in combat. I can just get on him. I guess that there's eventually mounted combat that you unlock. The pet itself, or it's called a mount, sometimes a pet, I don't know, but he will eventually be able to actually go into aggressive mode, so it'll be like sort of a hunter. Now, while I'm playing as a ranger, I am not a hunter per se. Like, anyone who has a mount will have access to the ability for that mount to go aggressive. And as far as I'm aware, everyone has a mount, unless there's some race in this game that isn't the case. But that's a really neat thing. Like, the mount's just gonna follow me around, and so long as I have him with me in combat, he is gonna level up and get experience from what we're doing. He also gets experience just from me riding around with him and things like that, which I think are very neat. So let's take a quick look here. The class system is rather neat. You start off by selecting one sort of specialization. So I picked archery, and then I leveled up a little bit. I could pick another specialization. I picked shadow play, and then the final specialization I chose was oromancy. So there's several that you can choose from here. There's like a tanky one, there's caster one, there's a self-defense one, a whole bunch of different potential that you get to pick, and you just choose 3 of them, and then you can get skills from those 3 lines. So right now, I actually have access to this. That's good. Awesome. Okay, I'll take this. Increase the rain damage by 9% last 30 minutes. Yes, I will absolutely take that ability. So I've got 1 skill point, I can put it right there. I could also put it into this, which will increase the bow skill range by 5 meters and accuracy. I could spend some points over here to get this launching 4 attacks in quick successions. I could get this passive. I haven't spent any points in oromancy yet, and I'm actually not going to because I don't know if I'm gonna keep that. But I've got 1 skill point right now, so I'll put it in this, and this gives me this ability right now. And that looks to just be, put that on our bar. It looks to just be a buff that I can activate, and it lasts 30 minutes. So I activate it, and then I get this buff, 30 minutes, increased range damage by 9%. So absolutely, yeah, there we go. Why would I not take that? So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I will jump on this target, it stuns them, and then I can take advantage of the combo from my number 3 for increased damage on stunned targets. Plus I've got now my 9% more damage from the buff that I just picked up. And there you go. So that's a little bit of the combat. Now, beyond the combat, I don't know, there's so much to talk about with this game. It's kind of crazy. There are these whole systems which I just barely know anything about right now. There are all these systems of, you can have your own house, you can construct your own house. You can build farms and then do gathering, like you plant stuff. In fact, I have a chick that needs to be fed. Where is she? She's over here. I've got a chick that needs to be fed. And no, I'm not being sexist or anything. It's literally a chicken that I need to feed, and it's over here in this area. So we can go ahead and head towards her, and we have some a plant that we planted in order to feed her that we were waiting for it to grow, and now that it's probably all grown, I can go feed it to her. I mean, this is sort of, should I do this right now? Should I really run over there and do that? Yeah, it's fine. I'll do that. I'll talk with you along the way. So, I don't know, there's just some neat things. There's the house thing, there's the farming thing, like I can raise livestock and whatever. You know, plant your own plants and harvest that, and then you can use that stuff to cook for professions. So it's like a whole farming system. And then there's all this, beyond building your own house and like having your own manor, there are the ability to, there's this whole naval combat system. There's this whole big area that you can go, you can build your own boat, and then with that boat, you can travel with your friends across the seas and look for like treasure and stuff. It's like I'm not one for pirates or anything, but that sounds kind of cool, doesn't it? So there's a lot of really neat systems in this game that I'm really excited about seeing more of. And while so far I'm in the infancy of this game, like I'm just starting things out and trying to figure out what it's all about, it's pretty exciting to me. The game looks okay, you know, it's nothing groundbreaking in terms of visuals, but it looks decent enough. If you go up close on the textures, it's gonna look a little shoddy, but that's no different from a lot of MMOs, truthfully. So I mentioned it in my first live stream, and some people sort of came at me for it. It's nothing against this particular game. It's just worth mentioning. You know, if you're zooming in, it kind of looks like crap, right? I mean, but that's not anything. That's not even anything special to MMOs either. As there's a lot of single-target games that up close the textures don't look too great. But when you take in the grand scheme, you know, it doesn't look bad. It's got a decent, obviously more of a realistic tone when it comes to the visuals as opposed to a cartoony over-the-top tone. So this makes it more similar visually to something like ESO compared to a WildStar, more similar to WoW in the sense that it's over-the-top, cartoony looking, just over-embellished characters and environments and things of that nature. Okay, so over here, this is what I was talking about. There's a farm, right? And at this farm, I am raising a little chick. But in order for the chick to grow, I need to feed it. And in order to feed it, I had to plant myself this barley. So the barley has finished growing, so I can now harvest it. This is so cool. The barley's finished growing, so I can now harvest it. And then now that I have the barley, I can feed the chick. So we're gonna feed the chick here. Oh, wait a second. Why did you just chop the chick? I thought I was feeding the chick. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. All right, let me try. Oh my gosh. Let's go, 1 second. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's purchase the chick. Okay, let's go back. Is my mount still with me? Where'd you go? I don't know why you disappeared. I did not mean to do that at all. Let's put the chick down. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I meant to feed you. I did not mean to chop you. Okay, there we go. Whew. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so now we fed it. Let's zoom in on it. Okay, so it's fed, and then in 2 hours from now, it will grow up. And then when it grows up, I can get an egg from it. And then with the egg and some other stuff, I'm going to be able to craft myself a stew. It's just an example. That's the sort of thing that this game has. It's got, there's just, I don't know, there's a lot of neat systems and a lot of things that I'm really enjoying diving into. And I haven't even touched any of the real crafting stuff. The stuff making my own house and making my own, I want to go up here, I want to show you some gliding. Making my own house and making my own ship and sailing the 7 seas or the 1 sea, however many there are in this game. Sailing the sea and looking for treasure. There's naval combat. There's supposed to be aerial combat, mounted combat. I haven't learned the abilities here for mounted combat, but like, it's just, I don't know. I'm excited. I guess that's what I mean to say. I'm excited. I really do enjoy ESO. That's a game that I'm still playing. I'm going to continue to play. But the one thing I'll say, I feel like ESO, while it has its problems, it overall has been an enjoyable experience for me. But the one thing I really didn't ever feel from that game is I didn't feel the sense of, oh, this is something new that I'm not used to. I don't want to throw the term out in innovation so much because you see a lot more iteration in games than you do innovation a lot of times. So I don't want to throw out that term, but with this game, at least for me, there's just a lot of stuff thrown into this MMO package that I'm just not used to being in the MMO package. And that's pretty exciting for me. And I'm just really, I'm looking forward to seeing what else this game has to offer, because so far it's been pretty enjoyable. So I guess that's pretty much it. I don't even know the point of this video. You guys might hate this video. You might think it's awful. He's still coming. This is my mount. And when he gets here, I'll be like, I'm gonna just jump on you. And we're gonna ride into the sunset. Well, it's almost the sunset. There's the day-night cycle up there. I got some stuff I need to do over here anyways. Obtain useful machine parts from junkyard machines. So I gotta kill some of these junkyard machines. Get some of their useful parts. Where, I know there's some of you somewhere. I need to rebind this. That's something I need to do. So yeah, this is, stay tuned, right? There's probably gonna be some more ArcheAge coverage from me. Stay tuned for that, because this is pretty neat. There's some neat stuff going on, and I'm having fun with it. So, why do I keep, that's annoying, I keep clicking on my mount, and I don't mean to. I'm just trying to fight this guy. I'd like to stop doing that, please, if we could. Thank you. Okay, so, expect some more ArcheAge coverage in the future. So far, my first impressions, pretty good. I'm really enjoying this. There's some neat stuff going on. Anyways, that's enough of that. Let's kill this machine Wally. Wally? What do I've got a root here. There, root you in place. You're dead. Do you got what I need? Do you even have what I need? What is this? Wally's energy? What does this even do? Can you use the magic circle, Tiger's Eye Lake? I don't know anything about anything in this game. That's fine. I'll see you guys next time. If you like the content, please subscribe. Keep watching and keep owning. What I'm gonna do, I can do a backflip. You guys see that? Never seen that before, have you? Yes, you have. Backflips aren't anything new. Where am I? Yes, thank you.